Good afternoon. It is Nick Cameron, Glacially Musical, Department of Metal Antiquities podcast, and the Nick Cameron YouTube channel. Hi, it has been a minute, and I'm sorry. It's been a rough couple of weeks for me, so I haven't been doing nearly as much as I should, but working at getting back into it. Today I have a little bit of Pink Floyd content for you, and there will be more Pink Floyd content coming in the coming days. Probably will do them this weekend. Not the point. But today is November 20th, which is the release date of the expanded edition of Pink Floyd's Delicate Sound of Thunder, the 1987 live album from the Momentary Lapse of Reason tour. As anybody who follows me on Twitter, Instagram, or anywhere knows, I consider myself to be a pretty big, 1988 live album, 1988. I consider myself to be a pretty big fan of Pink Floyd. I got into the band after the classic era was over, after they were basically no longer a going concern, all that kind of good stuff. The only album I remember coming out, besides Endless River, which I don't think anybody counts Endless River, was The Division Bell, and not a big fan of The Division Bell. It's growing on me, but so I don't consider myself to be an expert. I've tried to do some research and all that kind of good stuff, like you always do when you love a band that's out of your generation. But this month, and I talked about this with Keefe of Ghost Cult Magazine on one of our Friday night Instagram lives, this is an interesting time. It may very well be the last gasp of Pink Floyd. In September, Nick Mason's Saucer Full of Secrets put out a live album. And then in October, Roger Waters released the soundtrack to his latest movie, Us and Them. And now we have the expanded edition of Delicate Sound of Thunder. And this may very well be it. Hopefully, crossing fingers, that Roger will allow a release of Is There Anybody Out There, The Wall Live. But I don't know if there is anything else. Roger says he's writing a new album. Nick, I'm sure, is not going to do anything else. David has retired, so we may very well be, this might be just the very, very end of Pink Floyd, and that's depressing. It comes with a big booklet. I think everybody will recognize Mr. Lightbulb Man. The band, other musicians, a lot of other musicians are on the bill. Nice picture of the circular screen. Where's Dave? God, Dave looked terrible in the 80s. I'm sorry, he just looked really bad. He looked really bad in the 80s. He looked a lot better than Super Mullet Man on the saxophone on that tour, but then we got Nick. Nick looked a lot better in the 70s. Rick looked just like he did in the aughts. I mean, apparently that man got to a spot and he just stopped aging. You know, the whole band recorded over 5 nights. Delicate Sound of Thunder, August. Oh, this was recorded in the United States, so that's kind of interesting. Just some various pictures of the laser beams and all that. It was the 80s and everybody had to have laser beams. More credits. Where is our good friend the mullet? Anybody who's watching these videos knows who I'm talking about. All that kind of stuff. Not bad. Not great. I mean, here are the discs. Disc 1. Start there. Well, the reason why I bought this one is because it's the expanded edition of this album. The original was just a 2 LP set. This is a 3 LP set. No static. I've had a lot of static on Pink Floyd albums. It's got a real heavy duty press to it though, so that feels good. Nick bricks on the cover of disc 3. It's nice packaging. It's not amazing packaging, but the packaging matters little compared to how it sounds. So I will say thank you for watching. If you don't mind, you can feel free to subscribe. Click the thumbs up button, any other things that the big fancy YouTubers do and that you do for them, if you could do for me, I would appreciate it. And I will be talking to you soon via YouTube, via Instagram, via all those goofy things. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.